Right, hopefully this works. First time I've tried filming this way with this tablet. Let's get around here. Um, so I'm doing a new micro house build hut type thing because for those of you who don't follow my internet presence shit on Facebook, damn, this thing's really big and hard to hold. I'm still filming, yeah. Um, there was a big storm here in New Zealand where I live, and my house finally met some weather it couldn't match. It's 2 years worth of stuff, and that was a snowstorms and all kinds of things that weathered just fine. But a 1 in 200 year weather event with massive floodings all over the Canterbury area I'm in. There's millions of dollars worth of damage to all kinds of stuff. Big gust of wind, a lot of wood came through, ripped the roof off my micro unit. Did some damage to the ceiling structure, and then that obviously created some leaks and things, which were then copying 4 days worth of record rainfall. So a bit in between structural damage from the initial impact of the roof ripping off, take my solar panels with it and into the neighbour's yard and all the rest of it. It's very upsetting. We lost the whole house basically from water damage and structural damage and stuff like that. It was almost a complete write-off. I managed to, in the end, recycle so far about 25% of the materials while demolishing it. Things like polystyrene and stuff like that are reasonably waterproof. And I didn't lose too much of my personal items because I tend to store things in high-end tramping packs and hiking gear and plastic tubs and things like that, just pretty much because I'm paranoid about this kind of thing happening. Anyway, we're building a new place. It's going to be an A-frame. A little bit more, probably I would say about 50 to 60% more internal volume, possibly even more than that. Better storage and a lot more of it. A-frame, as I said, so it's going to be taller than the cube structure I had. And at some points you'll be able to sort of stand up on the inside, crouch your head a little bit, but still be able to sort of stand up. So it'll create a lot more space over my head while I'm working. Here we've got, as you can see, my lovely, awesome, sexy piece of plywood I'm going to use for the floor. I'm going to leave a natural finish like that, so I've got a spinny as fuck floor to look at when I feel like looking at spinny, interesting floors. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So yeah, for the cladding of the A-frame, I'm going to flip back to where I can actually see where I'm filming. For the cladding of the A-frame, we're going to be using this stuff here. Looks like polycarbonate, but it's not. It's PVC. It's a lot cheaper. For the same size sheets in PVC, which would be slightly wider, you would be paying about $56 New Zealand per 1.8 metre sheet there, about 5 foot for those of you who are doing imperial. Actually, no, it's about 6 foot. Dumbass. And yeah, for these I paid $15 New Zealand each. So instead of having a $400 and something roof, I've got a $60 something roof, which is pretty cool. And then just basic timber framing and stuff to attach them onto this, which will have a frame behind it and all the rest of it. And that'll all be, it's obviously unsealed, not outdoor treated ply, so I've got that nice colour to it and whatnot. So I'm polyurethaning this side at the moment. And we'll be painting the underside, which will also be, all the cavities and stuff will be filled with polystyrene insulation material for the bottom of the floor there. So that's the basic deck I'm building on. Our old external dimensions were 2 meters by 1 meter. This sheet of ply, which forms the floor and basically forms the footprint, and therefore our dimensions, is 2.4 meters by 1.2 meters, or 8 foot by 4 foot. So we've got a bit more floor space than we used to have, a bit longer and stuff, so I can stretch out when I go to sleep, and a few other bits and pieces like that. Anyway, that's all we've got for today. Really, I can't actually pause videos on this device, so that's no good. Otherwise I could go out the front and sort of show the site and whatnot, but we'll do that tomorrow when we're filming out where we're actually doing our building. Anyway, that's enough from me.